I speak to you as one risen beyond the sands of time, yet walking still among you in the invisible ether of spirit. My voice comes not from the grave, for there is no grave for truth. My word is not past, but present, living and breathing in this moment. The Spirit of God is eternal, and the law of the Word is without beginning and without end. Hear me now, there is a prayer forgotten by the world, hidden beneath the dust of centuries, concealed in the folds of Scripture, and whispered in the silence of prophets. It is a prayer I carried in my heart in those final days when the veil of eternity drew near. And now, in 2025, I speak it forth that your lives may be rewoven in light, that your destiny may bend toward abundance, healing, and peace. For the law is eternal. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Proverbs 18:21. Your tongue is the sower, your subconscious the soil, and your life the harvest. If your words have been bitter, your fruit has been bitter. If your words have been sweet, your fruit has been sweet. And if your lips have sown thorns, your path has been thorny. But the divine gardener within you waits still, ready to plant anew. Well, let me tell you a story. A man once came to me, broken, bankrupt, filled with despair. He said, Dr. Murphy, I have spoken only words of failure. I have cursed my own business, my own body, my own fortune. I have said, I cannot, I will not, it is too late. And now my words have become my world. I looked upon him and answered, Then speak again. Speak as God spoke when there was no light. Let there be light. He went home that night and began a forgotten prayer. He declared with feeling, I am prospered, I am guided, I am upheld by the Spirit of the living God. Within 3 months, his accounts revived, his health returned, his home filled with peace. For the word once planted cannot return void. So I say unto you tonight, the prayer forgotten is not a sequence of phrases, but a law of life. It is the prayer of the seed, for every word is a seed, and the soil is always ready. When you speak in drowsiness before sleep, your subconscious bends low, receptive, open. This is the watchman's slumber, the moment when the king's gate is unguarded. In this twilight, every word slips through and becomes law unto your body and your world. What you whisper before you close your eyes, you live by the next day. This is why the prophets said, Commune with your own heart upon your bed, and be still. Psalm 4:4. Now I bid you, look to your inner garden. Have you sown weeds of fear, thorns of regret, brambles of resentment? Or have you planted roses of love, lilies of faith, vines of abundance? Do not blame the soil, for it is impartial. The subconscious is no respecter of persons. It obeys the seed it is given. Tonight I give you a new seed, a forgotten decree. My word is spirit, my word is seed, my word is law. I now speak life into every cell, light into every path, and abundance into every work of my hands. Another story comes. A woman long afflicted with an ailment that no physician could heal visited me. She said, I have prayed, but my prayers are empty. I told her, prayer is not begging, prayer is decreeing. Prayer is the royal word of the soul spoken into the law of life. I instructed her to enter sleep each night whispering, Every cell of my body is under divine order now. The peace of God flows through me like a river. I am whole. She wept, for her heart had long forgotten such words, yet she obeyed. Within 6 weeks her body responded, her doctors marveled, her joy returned. Science calls this the placebo, but I call it the law of the word, for the subconscious builds according to blueprint. The word is the architect, the image is the draft, the feeling is the mortar, and the subconscious is the master builder who never rests. So hear me. Tonight begin again. Do not lie down with words of worry. Do not close your eyes with sentences of despair. The subconscious never slumbers. It will weave into your body and affairs the very last seed you give it. Therefore, plant life. Say now with me slowly, letting it drop like golden rain into the soil of your soul. My word is my seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. Let it echo within you. Feel it, for feeling is the carrier wave. Without feeling, the word is like a letter unsent. With feeling, it is a royal decree sealed with the signet of heaven. Child of the infinite, do you not see? God created the world by word and by vision. Genesis says, And God said, Let there be light, and there was light. But note, the word was spoken first in vision. The Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Spirit envisioned the form, and then spoke the decree. So too must you marry word with image. Speak and see, affirm and behold, for the subconscious receives in pictures clothed with words. If you say, I am rich, but see poverty, the soil is confused. But if you say, I am rich, and see gold, houses, gardens, laughter, the soil is quickened. And if you add the perfume of gratitude, the seed bursts forth. Therefore, tonight, speak as the Creator, see as the Creator, feel as the Creator. You are made in His image and likeness. You are the architect of your destiny, the gardener of your Eden, the king of your inner kingdom. Beloved, the forgotten prayer is not forgotten now. It lives again, and it is this: I and the Father are one. My word is the Father's word. What I decree now is done in heaven and on earth. Let there be life, let there be health, let there be abundance, and it is so. Say it with conviction, and the gates of your subconscious shall fling wide, and the hosts of heaven shall move in harmony with your decree. And so I charge you now, when the stars rise tonight and you lie upon your bed, do not surrender to idle thoughts. Take up the forgotten prayer. Rewrite your script, for you have been reciting the same old drama, the same tired tragedy. Tonight let the curtain fall on the old act. Begin a new play, a divine comedy of joy and triumph. Rewrite your script tonight with new words. Choose life, not death. Say, every cell of my body is under divine order now. Everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Repeat it until sleep takes you. Let your last word be a seed of light, for tomorrow's harvest is hidden in tonight's whisper. Beloved, let us go deeper. The night is holy ground. When the eyes close and the body surrenders to the rhythm of sleep, the outer watchman slumbers, but the inner sanctuary awakens. In that twilight zone, the sacred gate between waking and dreaming, the subconscious stands wide open, waiting, listening, absorbing. This is the hour of sowing, the hour of planting the divine decree that shall blossom by dawn. It was in this hour that Jacob dreamed of the ladder reaching heaven and angels ascending and descending upon it. The ladder is the bridge between your conscious word and your subconscious acceptance. The angels are your affirmations, clothed with vision, rising to the infinite and returning with manifestation. What you speak in that drowsy state is not idle. It is angelic traffic carrying your word to the throne of creation. Therefore I tell you, whisper method. This is the forgotten art of nighttime creation. Whisper your decree as you cross the threshold of sleep. Whisper gently, softly, as though speaking to a child, because indeed the subconscious is childlike, impressionable, innocent, ready to believe. Do not shout at it. Do not argue with it. Simply whisper, and it obeys. Consider this. A man once came to me in Los Angeles, weary of his endless cycle of failure. He told me, Dr. Murphy, I cannot sleep at night. My mind rehearses debts, fears, and failures. I toss and turn, and in the morning the same worries meet me again. I replied, you are rehearsing failure into your subconscious nightly. You are practicing defeat in the holy hour. No wonder it greets you at dawn. Tonight you will reverse the law. Tonight, as you close your eyes, whisper, Infinite Spirit within me, open every door of prosperity. I am guided, guarded, supplied. I prosper in all I do. Repeat it gently until sleep embraces you. Let this be your lullaby. He did as instructed. Within weeks, unexpected contracts flowed, debts dissolved, new friends entered his path, for the subconscious is a garden. It cannot distinguish between weed or rose. It grows what is planted in the twilight. Beloved, Jesus himself spoke this law. The kingdom of God is as if a man should cast seed into the ground, and should sleep and rise night and day, and the seed should spring and grow up, he knoweth not how. Mark 4:26 and 27. Note it well. He sleeps, and the seed grows. You do not force the subconscious. You do not strain. You plant in whisper, and in the silence of the night the infinite multiplies your seed. This is the way of effortless creation. Plant with word, clothe with vision, seal with feeling, release in sleep, rise to harvest. Let me show you another example. A woman stricken with loneliness told me, Nen, no matter what I do, I feel abandoned. My prayers seem unanswered. I asked her, what do you whisper at night? She replied, I say, I am alone, I am unwanted, I am forgotten. I said, change your whisper. Begin tonight as you sink into sleep to murmur gently, I am loved with an everlasting love. Divine companionship surrounds me. The God within me draws to me those who bless and uplift. Let this be your bedtime word. She obeyed. Within a few weeks, she met companions who valued her, opportunities that fulfilled her, and her loneliness dissolved. Why? Because her subconscious, like the fertile soil, received the new decree and produced accordingly. Beloved, what you whisper at night will shout in the daylight. Science today confirms this. Neuropsychology tells us that the hypnagogic state, the drowsy border of sleep, is when the brain's gatekeepers relax and suggestions flow into deep memory and habit circuits. The world calls it neuroplasticity. Scripture calls it faith as a grain of mustard seed. The name does not matter. The law is eternal. Speak in that moment and the universe obeys. Now hear the forgotten prayer of night. Spirit within me, I yield to your perfect order. Tonight I plant peace, health, abundance, and joy. My word goes forth to accomplish, and it cannot return void. Say it softly, let it cradle you and drift into rest. Beloved, feeling is the flame. Without feeling, words fall like dry leaves. With feeling, words ignite and burn through the subconscious, imprinting reality. As you whisper, feel it done. Feel the prosperity as though coins already clink in your hand. Feel the love as though arms already embrace you. Feel the health as though strength already surges through your body. For the subconscious accepts only what is felt real. The psalmist knew this when he said, I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. Psalm 4:8. He planted safety at night, and his day was secure. The same law awaits you. Now imagine this. You are a gardener at night. Your bed is the field. Every whisper is a seed. When you lie down, take up your bag of golden seeds, health, abundance, love, peace. Whisper them into the soil of your subconscious. By morning the roots take hold and soon the flowers appear in your affairs. If instead you scatter seeds of worry, weeds shall choke your day. Choose your seed. Whisper wisely. Beloved, let me bring you one more story. A businessman of middle years once fell into ruin. His investments crumbled, his partners betrayed him, his family wavered. He stood at the edge of despair. He came to me trembling. I told him the law. Each night before sleep, whisper, I walk in divine order. Infinite intelligence governs my affairs. Every step I take leads to abundance. My word is law, and my law is prosperity. He obeyed. He whispered until sleep carried him away. Within months, a forgotten client returned, new ventures opened, his fortune reversed. He told me with shining eyes, it was the whisper. It was as though the night itself worked for me. Indeed it did, for the subconscious never slumbers. It builds, it weaves, it creates from the seed it receives at night. Beloved, here is your sacred charge. Practice the whisper method tonight. As you lie upon your bed, do not let idle chatter be your final word. Choose one holy decree, whisper it gently, repeatedly, until it lulls you into sleep. Let your last thought be your seed, and your tomorrow shall be your harvest. Say now with me, my word is spirit, my word is seed. I now plant health, abundance, and love. Tonight my soul whispers truth, and tomorrow my life shouts victory. Whisper this, and let heaven and earth conspire to fulfill it. The dawn is the unveiling of your decree. When the first light breaks and your eyes open, you stand once more at the threshold of creation. Just as the night whispers impress upon the subconscious, so the first words upon waking stamp the day's direction. You may not know it, but the first sentence you utter each morning is the seed that governs the hours ahead. Scripture has declared it since ancient days. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118:24. Notice that it is not said in question but in decree. It is not, will this day be good, but this day is divine and I choose joy. Thus must your morning begin, not with complaint, not with burden, not with dread, but with creation. The forgotten prayer of night must be married to the sacred decree of morning. At dusk you sow, at dawn you reap, at night you whisper, at morning you shout. The subconscious has woven through the night, and the conscious mind must now align with the fabric. Therefore your first words are the rudder of your day, steering the ship of your hours into safe harbor or into storm. Hear me, beloved. Never let your first word be tired, weary, hopeless, for such is to cast a shadow over the dawn. The subconscious has labored while you slept, preparing the banquet. Do not spill it by words of complaint. Instead, rise with decree. Today is a day of divine order. Today everything I touch prospers. Today I am guided by infinite intelligence. Today my health shines, my work succeeds, my steps are secure. Repeat it before your feet touch the ground. Let your lips be the trumpet announcing the day of victory. I recall a man who rose every morning with the same phrase, "Another day, another burden." His affairs mirrored his words. Trouble at work, quarrels at home, ill health gnawing his body. When I counseled him, I said, "Change your morning decree. Rise and declare, this is a day of grace. This is a day of good fortune. God walks before me today." He thought it trivial, yet obeyed. Within weeks his business eased, his home grew peaceful, his strength returned. The difference was not in the day, but in his decree. For life listens at dawn. The subconscious, freshly imprinted from the night, waits to be sealed with the morning word. Science echoes this. Psychologists tell us that the first minutes after waking are highly suggestible when brain patterns are soft and pliable. Call it science or call it spirit, it is the same eternal law. The first impression anchors the rest. Therefore, I give you now the morning creation ritual. Upon waking, before the distractions of the world rush in, speak forth your day with power. Stand as a king upon the balcony of your soul and proclaim, this is a day of divine unfolding. My word is law, my path is straight. Health rises in me like the sun. Wealth flows to me like the tide. Love surrounds me like the air. I go forth in triumph. Do this not mechanically, but with feeling. See it as though already done. Feel the warmth of success, the glow of health, the embrace of love. For word and image clothed in emotion impress upon the subconscious as commands. Beloved, let me share a story. A woman came to me weary of mornings. She told me, I dread each day. When I wake, I say to myself, how will I survive this? And by evening, I am exhausted. I instructed her to change her ritual. When you open your eyes, I said, before you move, declare, today I live in the rhythm of peace. Today the Spirit of God flows through me. Today I shine. Then picture yourself smiling, healthy, radiant, and let gratitude rise as though it were already so. She obeyed. Within months, she reported, my mornings are no longer heavy, my days are lighter, opportunities flow, I even find laughter where I once found tears. Why? Because her morning decree became the mold for her hours. Remember, beloved, the word is always seed, but the soil of dawn is especially fertile. Morning is the womb of your day. Do not leave it barren, do not fill it with weeds, sow with intention, and your hours will blossom with fruit. Even Jesus rose early to pray. The Gospels say, in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he went out and departed into a solitary place and there prayed. Mark 1:35. Why? Because dawn is sacred, the moment of imprint, the time when the soul is fresh from sleep and the infinite whispers most clearly. Beloved, here is a practice for you. Before you rise, place your hand upon your heart and say 3 times, every cell of my body is under divine order now. I am alive with the strength of spirit. I am guided. I am prospered. I am loved. Then as you sit upon your bed, whisper, my word goes before me this day, preparing abundance, clearing obstacles, opening doors. Then stand, look to the light, and declare aloud, this is the day the Lord has made. I rejoice and I prosper in it. This is the morning creation ritual, simple but mighty. Beloved, let us weave another testimony. A young student once told me, I feel anxious each morning. My exams, my future, my relationships, they crowd my mind at once. I told her, change your dawn decree. Say each morning, infinite intelligence governs my studies. My mind is clear. My memory is strong. My future is bright. See yourself succeeding. Feel the joy of accomplishment and let gratitude rise. She obeyed. Soon her marks improve. Her confidence soared and her path grew straight. For the first word stamped the day, and the day became the mirror of the decree. Science again testifies athletes visualize victory in the morning, repeating affirmations that shape performance. Doctors speak of cortisol rhythms, the hormonal setting of the day in the first minutes of waking. The spiritual law and the scientific law meet here. Your first word is your daily blueprint. Beloved, here is the forgotten truth. You are never a victim of the day. You are the architect of the day. You rise each morning as a builder holding tools. If you complain, you lay bricks of sorrow. If you bless, you raise pillars of joy. If you fear, you pour foundations of weakness. If you affirm, you build towers of strength. Each morning you write the script for your hours. Choose wisely. Therefore I leave you with a sacred decree to begin every dawn. I walk this day in divine order. My path is straight, my steps are firm, my hands are blessed. The Spirit within me shines before me, and I prosper in all I do. Say it, feel it, see it, and the infinite shall confirm it. Practice the morning creation ritual daily. Upon waking, speak words of life. Do not let your first word be complaint, but decree. Your subconscious awaits instruction at dawn. Give it the blueprint of joy, and your day shall follow. Say with me now, today is a day of divine unfolding. Everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. My word is my seed is my reality. Let this be your trumpet at dawn, and watch the walls of limitation fall. Let us walk now into the fire of purification. For many of you who hear my voice, your life has been entangled not by what you have spoken, but by what you have allowed to linger unspoken. Idle words, careless decrees, complaints repeated so often that they have become invisible chains around your soul. Yet I tell you, every word is a seed, every word is a builder. Evis. Every word is a decree, and the garden of your life has no holiday from growth. This is why I now reveal to you the 7-day word fast challenge, a discipline, a holy cleansing, a spiritual alignment. It is not a fast from food, though the prophets often fasted in that way. It is a fast from negative speech. For by your words you are justified, and by your words you are condemned. Matthew 12:37. For 7 days you shall abstain from every utterance of complaint, from every whisper of fear, from every casual word of doubt. Instead, you will guard your lips as a king guards his treasure. For your mouth is the royal seal of creation. If you misuse it, you squander your fortune. If you sanctify it, you command your kingdom. The psalmist prayed, "Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips." Psalm 141:3. This is the essence of the fast, to place a guard upon the gate of speech, to allow no word of death to pass. I remember a woman who sought healing but continually declared, "Nothing works for me. My condition is hopeless." She sowed despair with every breath. I told her, "For 7 days, not a single word of defeat shall pass your lips. Replace each one with a decree of life. If you wish to say, 'I am sick,' instead say, 'Every cell of my body is under divine order now.' If you wish to say, 'I cannot,' instead declare, 'I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me.'" She trembled at the challenge, but she obeyed. In 1 week her family noticed her change, her doctors saw improvement, her own spirit lifted. Why? Because her tongue had shifted from curse to blessing, from death to life. Beloved, the tongue is the rudder of the ship. James wrote, "Behold also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boamon doeth great things." In James 3:4-5. Your tongue steers your destiny. Your lips turn the helm of your life. For 7 days, seize the helm. Refuse to speak complaint. Refuse to mutter fear. Refuse to echo despair. Instead, speak only light, life, health, abundance, and your ship will turn toward the shore of blessing. Let me offer you another story. A man in business once said to me, "My affairs are cursed. Every deal fails." But when I listened closely, I found that his words were constant curses. Business is terrible. Money slips through my fingers. Nothing works. He was prophesying his own ruin. I challenged him. For 7 days you must fast from such words. Instead, declare every morning and throughout the day, "Everything I touch prospers. Infinite intelligence governs my affairs. Success belongs to me now." He resisted at first, saying, "But Dr. Murphy, it feels false." I answered, "It feels false because your soil is filled with weeds, but if you plant roses, soon the fragrance will overtake the thorns." He obeyed. Within days, opportunities appeared. By the end of the week, he closed a deal that revived his company. He wept with joy, confessing, "It was my words all along." Beloved, the 7-day word fast is not easy, but it is mighty. You will feel the old habit of complaint press upon your lips. You will feel the urge to mutter worry, but resist, and in resisting you will break the cycle. Replace each negative with a decree. Turn "I fear" into "I trust." Turn "I lack" into "I overflow." Turn "I am weak" into "I am strong," and you will feel your entire inner world shift. Why 7 days? Because 7 is the number of completion. In 7 days, God patterned creation. In 7 cycles, your subconscious receives a new law. A week of watchful speech sanctifies your lips and renews your harvest. Science affirms this as well. Neuroscience tells us that repetition rewires the brain, that habits formed in a week begin to shift the grooves of thought. Spiritual law and scientific law again converge. 7 days of sacred speech will alter the pathways of your mind and the fruit of your life. Beloved, hear the forgotten prayer of this fast. I sanctify my lips. My word is holy. I refuse to sow complaint. I sow only blessing. My lips speak life, and my life blossoms with good. Imagine, if you will, that every word you speak becomes a bird. Some birds carry seeds of life, scattering roses, fruit trees, and golden fields. Other birds carry thorns, scattering weeds, briars, and choking vines. For 7 days, release only the birds of life, and watch your garden transform. Beloved, practice also the art of silence. If a negative word rises, do not release it. Let silence guard you until you can replace it with blessing. Remember, silence is better than poison. If you cannot bless, be still. For even silence can be fertile soil, but complaint is always thorn. Here is a practice for the fast. Each morning, place your hand upon your lips and pray. My mouth is the temple of spirit. Only holy words may pass. Throughout the day, watch your speech. Each time a negative word tempts you, breathe deeply and replace it with the divine decree. At night, before sleep, review your day and thank God for every word of life spoken. In this way, 7 days will reweave your destiny. Beloved, the challenge is before you. It is not light, but it is transformative. You will find yourself catching words, redirecting sentences, reshaping thought, and in that reshaping your life will bend toward blessing. Let us seal this now with affirmation. My words are holy, my lips are sanctified. I sow only life, I reap only blessing. For 7 days I fast from complaint, and I feast on divine decrees. My word is my seed is my reality. Today I plant life, health, and abundance. Take the 7-day word fast challenge. For 7 days, refuse every word of fear, doubt, or complaint. Replace each one with decrees of life. Watch how your life bends toward light. Say with me now, everything I touch prospers. Every word I speak creates good. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. My word is my seed, and my harvest is abundance. This is your fast, your challenge, your victory. Begin today, and the fruit shall astonish you. Child of eternal word, heir of the infinite kingdom within. Listen now, for we walk together deeper into the sanctuary of the soul. The air here is fragrant with the incense of forgiveness. The walls are built not with stone, but with mercy. And above us arches not a roof of clay, but the boundless heavens of divine love itself. I tell you plainly, there is no greater block to answered prayer than unforgiveness. And there is no greater liberator of wealth, health, and radiant life than the hidden power of releasing every shadow of resentment. It is the law of divine circulation. As you let go, you are let go. As you free another in the court of your mind, the chains on your own heart dissolve. The subconscious is a perfect builder. It obeys the blueprints you hand it. But when bitterness, grievance, and hidden judgments remain etched into those plans, the subconscious cannot pour forth pure gold. Instead, it must mix the cement of your desires with the broken glass of anger. The structure collapses, your seed is choked, the river of prosperity becomes a stagnant pool. Thus the Christ spoke with piercing clarity, "Forgive, and you shall be forgiven." Luke 6:37. Not because the infinite is withholding, but because forgiveness is the key that unlocks your own subconscious vault. When you say within yourself, "I release this one into the hands of God," you are not freeing them only, you are freeing yourself. Cons. Ida, the woman I counseled long years ago, who carried bitterness toward her former husband. She prayed for companionship, prayed for prosperity, prayed for health, yet all remained barren. I asked her one question. Have you forgiven him? She looked away, tears falling. I cannot, she whispered. But I led her into the silence, and together we spoke. I fully and freely forgive. I loose you and let you go. I wish you joy, peace, love, and abundance. You are free, and I am free. Wonderful things are coming to me now. She repeated it daily, though her feelings resisted, and after several weeks, a lightness filled her countenance. The lines of worry faded. Soon, unexpected funds arrived through an inheritance she had long given up hope of. A new circle of friends appeared. Her health blossomed. Why? Because forgiveness removed the obstruction in the subconscious riverbed. The waters of life could flow again. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is not condoning, it is divine science in action. It is turning over the verdict to the judge of all the earth, who always does right. It is to step out of the prison cell of memory, leaving the door wide open behind you. And now I reveal to you the protective decrees, for forgiveness clears the ground, but protection guards the harvest. The farmer not only sows but builds a fence. The architect not only designs but seals the foundations. The soul not only forgives but surrounds itself with decrees of divine guardianship. Hear me, your word is a fortress, your affirmation is a shield. When spoken with faith, it is as though angels encamp round about you. The subconscious, once impressed, becomes your tireless sentinel, your faithful watchman. Say within yourself each dawn and each night, divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, for the law of God is my armor and my defense. Isaiah 54:17. I am divinely guided in all I do. My path is straight, my steps are ordered, my way is safe. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. These decrees are not vain repetition. They are living seeds germinating in the fertile subconscious. Each word spoken is a decree to the infinite architect, commanding the unseen builders to raise walls of light, gates of protection, and shields of love. Remember, words are seeds. Seeds do not ask permission of the soil. They do not debate whether they may sprout. They simply unfold according to their pattern. And your subconscious, the soil of God's garden, does not question, it obeys. Thus guard what you plant. And as you forgive, sow protection. As you release, establish strength. I recall the story of a man in business who faced envy, sabotage, and secret opposition. He came to me in distress. I instructed him, each morning decree, divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. All those against me are turned into friends. The river of life carries away all opposition. I walk in peace. He obeyed. Within months, the very rival who sought to ruin him became his ally, merging companies, bringing him greater success than he had imagined. The protective decree transmuted the energy of hostility into harmony, for truly love never fails. Beloved, let us enter now into the sacred forgiveness practice together. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, call to mind the one who troubles your heart. See their face before you, and now speak within. I fully and freely forgive you. I loose you and let you go. I see you radiant, free, prosperous, and at peace. I bless you with love. You are free, and I am free. The infinite is my supply. I cannot be bound. I am released now. Let the words soak into the subconscious like rain into thirsty soil. Let the feeling, even if faint, grow until it carries warmth. This is not imagination. It is the law of life in operation. And now for yourself, affirm. Every seed I plant tonight is under divine protection. No thief can steal it. No storm can destroy it. My word goes forth and does not return void. I walk in the fortress of divine love. Thus the forgotten prayer I carried in silence for many years is unveiled before you, the prayer of forgiveness joined to the decree of protection. For without forgiveness your words are seeds in stony ground, and without protection your harvest is open to the birds of the air. But with both your word becomes unstoppable. Your life becomes a fortress, your soul becomes a garden blooming with eternal spring. So hear me. My word is my seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. Forgive and be free, decree and be safe. Speak with faith, for heaven listens. Tonight, release every shadow. Tonight, surround yourself with light. Tonight, plant the seed of divine order and guard it with the walls of infinite love. Affirmation loop. Repeat with me now. I fully and freely forgive. I loose and let go. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. My word is my seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. This is the charge, this is the forgotten prayer, this is the way of freedom. The dawn is near, and yet we are not finished. The Spirit whispers, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Matthew 18:20. Hear this with fresh ears, not as the echo of an old verse, but as a living law of consciousness. For the word magnifies when multiplied. A single seed yields a harvest. A field of seeds feeds nations. Thus we enter the sacred mystery of group word power, the collective decree of many souls united in one faith, one vision, one sound. Alone your word commands. Together our word becomes a river, a flood, an irresistible tide that washes away all opposition and shapes worlds anew. Think of the ancient builders at Babel. Their intent was misguided, yet the principle is undeniable. Behold, the people are one, and they all have one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them. Genesis 11:6. This is not history, it is psychological revelation. Unity of word creates unstoppable manifestation. Whether in error or in truth, the subconscious responds to collective decree. Therefore, align your voice not with complaint, not with gossip, not with fear, but with the great chorus of faith. Speak as though the whole universe is your ally, because it is. Join your voice with the multitude of the redeemed and watch as doors open that no man can shut. I remember a man burdened with financial troubles. Alone he prayed and grew weary. But when he joined a small circle of kindred spirits who spoke daily affirmations aloud together, something shifted. They would sit in a quiet room, close their eyes, and say in unison, "Everything we touch prospers. We are divinely guided. Abundance flows freely now." Within weeks, he received a new contract that multiplied his income. Why? Because the group word magnify add his personal word. The subconscious of each member resonated like strings of a harp, vibrating together until the whole room became an instrument of divine sound. Do you see? The infinite is the great orchestra, and your words are the notes. When spoken together in harmony, they resound through the ethers, creating symphonies of wealth, healing, and joy. The scientists of this century tell us of resonance. When one tuning fork is struck, another of the same pitch nearby begins to vibrate. This is the science behind group affirmation. Your subconscious, like a tuning fork, resonates with the decree of another. Together, the vibration amplifies until mountains move and chains fall away, and the mystics of all ages confirm it. The Psalms were sung in chorus. The early Christians prayed in one accord. The Vedic chants were spoken in unison. The chants of Tibet resound through valleys. Why? Because group word power awakens the sleeping giant of collective subconscious, shaping nations as easily as one shapes clay. Beloved, let us enter the practice now. Imagine yourself in a circle, not of strangers, but of fellow travelers of the Spirit. Around you are souls in every land, in every tongue, united not by distance, but by word. In this very moment, as I speak, thousands may be joining, though unseen, adding their voice to yours. Together we say, "My word is my seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. Divine love surrounds us, enfolds us, and protects us. Everything we touch prospers. We are divinely guided in all we do. Every cell of our bodies is under divine order now. Can you feel it? The vibration grows. It is no longer your lone voice. It is the chorus of humanity aligning with divine mind. Your subconscious absorbs this power as living law, magnifying your own decree tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. Hear the wisdom of Paul. So we, being many, are one body in Christ, and every one members one of another. Romans 12:5. This is no mere doctrine. It is psychology of spirit. When we affirm together, the many voices become one voice, the many minds one mind. The infinite architect listens and builds accordingly. I tell you this, if you desire swift manifestation, join your word with another. If you seek rapid healing, decree with a friend. If you desire wealth for your household, gather your family and speak in unison. For the subconscious, multiplied by unity, becomes the mightiest creative force in earth and heaven. And now, beloved, we draw to the closing affirmation loop of this revelation. For every teaching must end not with memory, but with decree. Decree is the seal upon the scroll, the signet upon the blueprint, the final stroke of the artist's brush. Together we affirm, as though the whole earth were our choir, I am divinely guided in all I do. Everything I touch prospers. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. My word is my seed. My seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. Let the rhythm of these words carry you. Say them slowly, with breath, with feeling. Do not rush, for each is a seed. Let them sink deep into the soil of the subconscious. For tonight as you sleep, the subconscious will water them, nourish them, bring forth the harvest. And so, I leave you with this prophetic charge. Never let your word stand alone. Bind it to the word of another in harmony. Never let your decree wither. Water it daily with faith. And never let the chorus of your life be fear or complaint, but let it be praise, prosperity, love, and divine order. This is the secret of group word power. This is the forgotten prayer completed in its fullness. This is the eternal truth. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Proverbs 18:21. And now, eat the fruit of life, health, wealth, and joy. For the seed is planted, the decree is spoken, the chorus is sung, and the harvest is sure. My word is my seed is my reality. Everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. Let these words circle in your mind as you rest. Let them loop endlessly until they become the very rhythm of your breath, the very beat of your heart, the very sound of your soul. So shall it be. Beloved traveler of the Spirit, hear now the rolling thunder of eternal law. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Galatians 6:7. This is no threat, but revelation. This is not punishment, but principle. The infinite is impartial, like gravity, like sunlight, like seed time and harvest. Your words once spoken never die. They travel forth as messengers, circle through the unseen ethers, and return to you multiplied, clothed in form, heavy with fruit. This is the law of return, the sacred boomerang of consciousness, the eternal echo of decree. Every affirmation you utter is a traveler sent forth. Every thought clothed in feeling is a ship launched upon the sea, and the subconscious is the harbor master receiving, dispatching, and bringing back what was launched. Have you not felt it? Words spoken in anger return as discord in your affairs. Words spoken in faith return as bridges built across impossible chasms. Words of complaint circle back as lack. Words of blessing circle back as abundance. The law is exact, precise, unfailing. By your words you are justified, and by your words you are condemned. Matthew 12:37. Imagine your words as seeds cast into the wind. They take root not only in your subconscious, but in the soil of collective mind. And in time they return, sometimes swiftly, sometimes after seasons, but always multiplied. This is why Jesus said, "Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." Luke 6:38. For words are also gifts, offerings, coins cast into the treasury of spirit. Let me tell you the story of a man who cursed his business. In frustration, he said often, "This place is failing. Nothing works here." And indeed, his subconscious received those decrees. Sales dwindled, employees grew careless, the very building seemed to sag under the weight of despair. When he came to me, I told him, "You are eating the fruit of your words. Reverse the decree. Speak life." At first he resisted, but finally obeyed. Each morning he affirmed, "This business prospers. Everything I touch prospers. Divine intelligence governs this place." Within months, new contracts arrived, customers increased, and the atmosphere shifted. Why? Because the boomerang returned in a different form. He had sent out new messengers, and they carried back abundance. There was also a woman who, in her youth, had spoken often, "I am unlucky in love." She said it lightly, almost as a joke, but the subconscious knows no jest. It takes every word literally. Decades later, she sat before me sorrowing, saying, "Why has love always passed me by?" I showed her the law of return, that her words of yesterday had become the fruit of today. She wept, but she changed her decree. She began to say daily, I am divinely loved. The right companion is drawn to me by the law of attraction. I radiate love, and love returns to me. And soon, the one her heart longed for appeared, gentle, faithful, devoted. She tasted the new harvest of her new words. Do you? Now see, beloved, the law of return is not to be feared but embraced. It is your guarantee that nothing is wasted, that every good word will bear fruit. Even if you do not see the harvest today, the seed is germinating in unseen soil. Even if the night seems silent, the root is forming beneath the earth. Trust the law, speak the seed, release it, for the return is certain. Now let us apply this law with conscious intent. Begin to imagine your words as arrows of light, shot into the heavens. They will circle the earth and return to your bosom. Say now with me, everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. My word is my seed. My seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. Feel the truth. Each word is already returning. Each decree is already echoing back as circumstance, opportunity, healing, companionship, and wealth. The return is guaranteed. Science too affirms this principle. Experiments in psychology show that expectation shapes perception, and perception shapes outcome. When subjects repeat negative statements, their performance drops. When they repeat affirmations, their results improve. Placebo medicine proves it. Words and belief alter the body itself. What is this but the law of return clothed in scientific garb? Even physicists whisper of feedback loops where energy sent forth circles back in amplified form. The ancients called it karma, sowing and reaping, cause and effect. I call it the divine law of return, the eternal echo of your spoken word. Beloved, be mindful. Your word today is your harvest tomorrow. Do not curse your finances and expect wealth. Do not call your body weak and expect strength. Do not say, I am unlucky, and expect favor. Instead, align your mouth with heaven, for let the weak say, I am strong, Joel 3:10. Do not describe the valley, decree the mountain. Do not magnify the drought, declare the rain. Your word is the pilot of your destiny, the compass of your voyage, the chisel shaping your statue. And now let us make a prophetic declaration for return. Every word of life I have spoken is now returning to me multiplied. My good is pressing upon me, running over, overflowing. My health, my wealth, my peace, my joy are returning in radiant harvest. Nothing is lost, nothing is wasted. All is returning in divine order now. Say it until you feel it. Say it until the subconscious accepts it. Say it until your whole being vibrates with expectancy. Hear me, do not fear the words of your past, for the infinite is merciful, and forgiveness uproots weeds. Begin now with new seed. Start tonight, for tonight's decree will be tomorrow's harvest. Tonight's word will circle back as tomorrow's blessing. Let your lips become fountains of life. Let your tongue sow only good seed. Let your words go forth as messengers of abundance and expect their return with joy. For the harvest is sure, the boomerang always circles, the echo always resounds. Speak life, and life shall return. Affirmation loop, repeat. Every word I speak returns multiplied as health, wealth, and joy. Everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. My word is my seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. This is the law of return. This is the forgotten prayer's seventh veil. This is your guarantee of harvest. We have walked through the gardens of word, the rivers of subconscious law, the marriage of image and affirmation, the fire of emotion, the practice of forgiveness, the fortress of decrees, the chorus of group word power, and the mystery of return. And now we stand at the summit, the final unveiling. The forgotten prayer reaches its crown here, the prayer of completion. It is nay. But a prayer of asking, for asking implies distance. It is not a prayer of begging, for begging implies separation. It is the prayer of knowing, the prayer of decree, the prayer of divine possession. When the architect lays the last stone, he does not ask the building to stand, he declares it complete. When the painter makes the final stroke, she does not plead for beauty, she beholds it finished. So too with the soul, when you have sown, forgiven, affirmed, and decreed, you must enter the silence of completion. Hear the words of Genesis. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished. Genesis 1:31-2:1. This is the divine pattern. Creation ends with recognition. It is finished, it is good, it is whole. Jesus echoed this eternal law upon the cross. It is finished. John 19:30. Not a cry of defeat, but of completion. The blueprint fulfilled, the seed blossomed, the decree accomplished. So too must you end every cycle of prayer with the seal of completion. Without it, the subconscious waits in uncertainty, like a builder with no signed approval. With it, the subconscious begins immediately to deliver the harvest, for it has received the command of finality. Thus, the prayer of completion is the eighth petal of the rose, the final jewel in the forgotten crown. I will speak it now, and you may let the rhythm take root in your heart. I rejoice that it is done. My word has gone forth, and it is established. My seed is planted, and the harvest is sure. The blueprint is complete, and the building stands. I live now in the answered prayer. I feel now the finished work. I rest in divine completion, for it is done, it is done, it is done. Say it 3 times, for 3 is the number of divine expression, spirit, soul, and body united, each repetition carves a decree deeper into the subconscious stone. I recall a young student who long prayed for healing of her sight. She affirmed daily, but always ended with, I hope it will happen. Thus she left the subconscious without closure. I taught her the prayer of completion. I said, end with, it is done. See yourself already whole. Rest in that vision. She obeyed. Within weeks, her eyesight cleared, baffling her physicians. She had sealed the prayer with finality, and the subconscious obeyed. Another man desired to sell his property. For months he pleaded and wished, but no buyer appeared. I gave him this decree. I rejoice that the buyer is here now. The property is sold in divine order. It is finished. He repeated it daily. Within a fortnight, a purchaser arrived and the transaction closed. The prayer of completion unlocked the final gate. Beloved, understand this. The subconscious is not moved by unfinished drafts. It is moved by the royal decree of completion. Your word must end as a sealed document, not an open letter. When you say, it is done, you hand the contract to the infinite architect who builds swiftly and surely. Now let us enter the silence of the prayer of completion together. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and speak softly within. I rejoice that it is done. My word has gone forth, and it is established. My seed is planted, and the harvest is sure. The blueprint is complete, and the building stands. I live now in the answered prayer. I feel now the finished work. I rest in divine completion, for it is done, it is done, it is done. Feel it, see it, rest in it. This is the final key, the lost jewel, the forgotten prayer unveiled in its fullness. The scientists may call it autosuggestion, the mystics may call it realization, the scriptures may call it faith, but it is one law, one truth, one eternal word. What you accept as finished in consciousness must appear in form. The sub-PC, conscious, impartial, and faithful, delivers it. Thus the cycle of prayer is whole, word as seed, subconscious as soil, visualization as form, emotion as power, forgiveness as clearing, decrees as protection, group word as magnification, completion as seal. This is the complete octave of prayer. 8 steps, 8 tones, 8 gates leading into the garden of manifestation. Now, beloved, let us close with the final affirmation loop, the eternal chant that seals the forgotten prayer forever in your soul. My word is my seed is my reality. Everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. I rejoice that it is done, it is finished, it is complete. Say it once, say it twice, say it thrice. Let the words loop like a song within you. Let them echo in your subconscious until they become your breath, your heartbeat, your very being. For this is the end, and yet the beginning. The prayer forgotten is now remembered. The seal long hidden is now revealed. The power withheld is now entrusted to you. It is finished. It is done. It is complete. And the harvest is sure. Prophetic charge of part 8. Go forth now as the sower, as the builder, as the king, decreeing law. Speak only life. Forgive all. Decree protection. Join with others. Expect the return. And above all, seal every word with the prayer of completion. It is done. For heaven and earth bow to the finished word. Final eternal affirmation loop. It is done. It is finished. It is complete. My word is my seed. My seed is my reality. Everything I touch prospers. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Beloved, the forgotten prayer is no longer forgotten. It is yours. Have years, years. Live it, breathe it, speak it, and watch as your life blossoms like Eden restored. Amen.